I want to pause from the news right now and go back over to the Weather Center where Chief Meteorologist Jeff Hanowich is standing by. Jeff, you have a pretty big alert to tell people about.
Yeah, we do. John, that cell that we've been tracking in Greenbrier County, West Virginia, has now indeed been upgraded to a tornado warning. So I want to show you this cell that we are watching, tornado warning in effect for parts of Greenbrier County, West Virginia until 5:30. And what we're looking at right here is something called storm relative velocity. This is where you see these reds next to the greens, an indicator that there's spin going on in the atmosphere. It's almost like what you watch in your laundry machine when you see your clothes kind of going around. The same kind of spin cycle is going on in our atmosphere right now when you see these reds next to these greens. I'm actually going to zoom into where we're seeing the highest amount of storm relative velocity, and it appears as though it's in a very rural area of Greenbrier County in West Virginia. I guess that is Clearco. It's just to the north of Clearco. Right off of Beach Ridge Road. Again, you're looking at reds next to these greens, an indicator that there's quite a bit of spin going on in the atmosphere. So this is what the storm relative velocity looks like, where we're seeing the spin. Here's what the actual radar looks like. And it's very important to note that we are seeing some purple showing up very close to where we're seeing the spin, an indicator that not only is the cell capable of producing a tornado, but it's also capable of producing some very large hail as well. I'm going to actually toss it over to Parker. Parker, do you have the verbatim from the National Weather Service as to what the National Weather Service is saying with this tornado warning in Greenbrier County as far as the size of the hail? I'm going to toss it over to Parker, who's actually in the Weather Center. Parker.
Yeah, so at 5:03, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado, which is why it's warned at this time. Hail less than 0.75 inches in diameter. So that's what we're working with right now. But as you said, that rotation does look like it's broadened out a little bit, but still worrisome here. Lots of lightning embedded in this cell at the moment. If we switch over to the debris coefficient, we could see if there's any sort of debris lofted up in the atmosphere. Not seeing that at this time. So that's certainly good news. If this thing is on the ground, it's not doing any destruction at this time. But again, this warning is in effect for Greenbrier County until 5:30, so we've still got about 23 minutes left on this single cell just in Greenbrier County right now. Noticing some showers popping up to its south, but again, this is really the only storm cell that we're tracking at this time. And like we mentioned before, earlier in the afternoon, Jeff and I were tracking this cell about an hour ago, and it was just south of Charleston. We noticed lightning strikes for about 200 strikes within the last 15 minutes. Now it's obviously developed and become more intense as we progress further into the afternoon, and it is currently warned with a tornado. Jeff, do you have anything to add to that?
The one thing I will say is, and with our Barron system earlier, we were able to see, I believe it was in Nicholas County, correct me if I'm wrong, Parker, but I think it was in Nicholas County where the National Weather Service out of Charleston was saying that they do believe that there was a confirmed observed tornado on the ground. That is not the case with this one in Greenbrier County. As far as I know right now, this is just all radar indicated, and again, as the storm system moves to the east, you'll notice these greens and reds now a little bit closer now into Greenbrier County as opposed to Nicholas County, which is, again, the county just to the north, where you're seeing the most rotation. There's not even a road showing up here. So this is an indicator that this is in a very rural area, not an urban area. To give you an idea of just how far away we've got to go before you get into Lewisburg. Lewisburg is way, way, way to the south, okay? So we've got nothing to worry about as of right now in the biggest city in Greenbrier County, which, of course, is Lewisburg. But again, a tornado warning in effect for Greenbrier County, West Virginia until 5:30. To give you an idea, this is Leonard, this is Loveridge. Right now with the storm moving to the east, how fast is it moving, Parker? Is it 35 miles per hour?
Give me 1 second. Lots of data to look forward to and look through here.
I believe it was 30 to 35.
I believe that's correct.
Okay.
30 to 35.
30 to 35.
So moving pretty quick.
Yeah, it is moving fast, and it should, as of right now, likely stay to the north of both Leonard and Loveridge, which are kind of the two closest towns to this very rural area of Greenbrier County in West Virginia. What I want to do is kind of show you where this warning stops, and it stops near Renix Valley, which is also, of course, in Greenbrier County. And once you get beyond Renix Valley, you get a little bit closer, of course, to the Virginia state line. So again, to give you an idea of where this cell is right now, It is right in this general vicinity right here. This is Greenbrier County. This is Pocahontas County. This is Bath County. This is Highland County. Okay, so we've got a little ways to go before this thing actually moves into the Commonwealth. But again, it is right now kind of knocking on the Greenbrier and Pocahontas County line as we speak in northern portions of Greenbrier County, looking like it's going to then enter, it looks like Pocahontas County in West Virginia, especially the southern parts of Pocahontas County. And if it continues on its easterly trek at 30 to 35 miles per hour, that would put it very, very close to the Highland and Bath County line within about the next hour or so. So what I'm going to do right now, again, Greenbrier County, we have viewers there, but it is not officially in our viewing area. We've talked about this warning. We've talked about that it is headed towards Pocahontas County and eventually perhaps headed towards Highland and Bath County as we get a little bit closer to 6 o'clock. Before we toss it back to John for the news of the day, or before we toss it to break, Parker, is there anything else you'd like to add? You'll notice first and foremost on our sky cams that you're seeing here in the Commonwealth, things are relatively quiet here for now. That will likely change later this evening. Parker, anything else you want to add?
No, this is just the beginning. We've got a long night ahead of us. We've been talking about today for the past several days. And just a reminder, here is the Storm Prediction Center's outlook. An enhanced risk highlighted here in orange, which is currently where we're seeing that tornado warning in Greenbrier County. But just to the west, a moderate, which is a level 4 out of 5. So still some severe weather to be tracked through and building through to the east throughout the rest of this evening and, quite frankly, into the overnight hours, Jeff.
Very good, Parker. What we're going to do for now is we're going to toss it to break. Obviously, if a tornado warning comes out for Pocahontas County in West Virginia, we'll break back in and do a little bit more of the radar stuff that you've been seeing with us here in Greenbrier County. But for now, I'm going to toss it to break. We'll be right back.